In a world where rankings reign supreme, and the pursuit of being number one consumes all, Hiroto stands before the school on the Academy Island, assuming the role of the new Academy's representative. As a member of the elite few possessing the 7-star status, he exudes an air of arrogance, boldly proclaiming his superiority over all others. With utmost confidence, he challenges his fellow students, daring them to prove their worth by facing him head-on. But as he concludes his speech, a wave of panic washes over Hiroto backstage, for that it was all a facade. As he checks his social media, he is confronted with a barrage of new messages labeling him as a loser. Several hours earlier, Hiroto finds himself disoriented and searching for his academy. Spotting a captivating girl passing by, he calls out to her for assistance. He reveals that he is a newly arrived transfer student who arrived just the day before and is currently lost. Sympathetic to his predicament, Sarasa kindly points out the location of the academy on the map. Sensing his unfamiliarity, since he skipped the tutorial, she explains that by utilizing his device, he can access the names and relevant information of individuals, but only if they hold a lower rank than him. The player's rank is determined by the accumulation of stars, acquired through playing in competitive matches against one another. Among all the ranks, the coveted status of 7 stars stands as the pinnacle of prestige on the island. The device also has its own social media app, called Stock, which students use to communicate. She also shows him the Game Request app, to play competitive matches. Since Hiroto's a newcomer, Sarasa offers to show him the way to his academy for the orientation. Sudden realization dawns upon Sarasa. Her own orientation is about to commence. Just as she bids Hiroto a farewell, the nearby sprinkler malfunctions, unexpectedly dousing Sarasa with a cascade of water. Sarasa's emotions stir, suspicion washing over her, wondering if Hiroto had deliberately planned the sprinkler incident. Despite his attempts to deny any intent, Sarasa finds the unfolding events too peculiar to dismiss. She firmly points out that Hiroto couldn't possibly be oblivious to everything, accusing him of leading her on all this time. Although he tries to explain himself, Sarasa cuts him off, convinced that he orchestrated the situation to embarrass her. Sarasa insists that he set up a game between them, emphasizing that the request must originate from a lower-ranked player. Complying with her, Hiroto sends her a game request, but overlooks the need to specify the details, unaware that the lower-ranked player should choose the game to ensure fairness. Sarasa interprets this oversight as an insult, perceiving Hiroto's actions as a mockery, implying he can triumph over her in any game she selects. However, the truth is far from that assumption. Hiroto simply has no idea what he's doing. Sarasa initiates a game, a turn-based staring contest on hard mode. In this game, the objective is to avoid showing any reaction, as the one who does, will lose. Taking turns, they can show any facial expression they want, in an attempt to elicit a reaction from the other. Hiroto eagerly awaits the start of the game, while Sarasa expresses surprise that he hasn't even selected an ability yet. She explains that an ability can significantly impact the outcome of the game. This causes Sarasa to question whether Hiroto is even taking her seriously. With Hiroto granted 1 minute to elicit a reaction from Sarasa, she promptly uses one of her abilities to reduce his time to a mere 10 seconds. This unexpected turn surprises Hiroto, and his turn concludes before he even has a chance to blink. It is now Sarasa's turn, and she utilizes another ability, summoning a sword and wielding it as a means to attack Hiroto, aiming to provoke any form of reaction from him. Amidst the game, Sarasa feels relieved that her wet clothes are gradually drying, sparing her from attending the orientation in a soaked state. However, fate has other plans as once again, the sprinkler malfunctions, drenching Sarasa in water. At the same time, Hiroto's turn starts once again. Sarasa reveals that she was meant to give a speech as the academy representative, but she thinks about doing it while soaking wet, and feeling the stares of the bystanders, making Sarasa embarrassed, and losing her the game. As a result, the star ownership is transferred from Sarasa to Hiroto, making the bystanders surprised that the Empress lost. At this moment, a butler approaches Hiroto, letting him know that the headmistress wishes to see him. The headmistress, Natsume, notes that he has created quite the mess with his win over Sarasa. The game he played with Sarasa was not a normal game. It turns out that Sarasa is the only 7-star on the island. She achieved the highest entrance exam score ever, not losing a single game since her enrollment. What more, her grandfather Masamune is the founder of Academy Island, and currently the head director of the island, making her the VIP of the VIPs. That's who Hiroto beat, an unimportant guy like him, a commoner, an NPC, barely making it into the academy. Natsume explains that Masamune will do anything to protect his family's name, so there is one way to redeem this situation: she will make Hiroto into a 7-star. Since Masamune wouldn't be as upset if he learned that Sarasa was defeated by someone on her level. Natsume tells Hiroto to check his device. The star he stole from Sarasa is red. Only 10 or 15 special stars like this one have been confirmed on the island. It has a special effect. The red star allows Hiroto to tell one lie about anything, so the plan Natsume has come up with is that Hiroto will sell a lie about being a fake 7-star on his very first day. Natsume asks him the reason for coming to this island, and Hiroto reveals that his goal is to find someone, so he has to accept Natsume's plan, become the strongest player. Immediately following Hiroto's speech, Natsume congratulates him on a job well done in performing that psychological scam, separating his inner feelings and outward expression. Natsume gives him coordinates to his new dorm and sends him on his way. On his way there, Sarasa pulls him into an alley, driven by her belief that he intends to expose her secret after basking in the spotlight of his recent speech. Pleading for his mercy, she implores him to spare her, promising to fulfill any request he may have if he refrains from revealing her secret. However, unbeknownst to Sarasa, Hiroto remains utterly clueless about the matter at hand. She is sure that he knows that she isn't the real Sarasa. Due to the red star he obtained from her, she has assumed Sarasa's identity, and acted as her doppelganger at the academy for the past year, revealing her true name as Rina. In a curious twist, whoever acquires the red star gains the ability to tell one lie, with the next recipient of the star discovering what that lie is. Hiroto explains that he actually had no idea about her being a double. He really came to the island just yesterday, and he still can't even use the device right. He reveals that his true rank is 1, and he is using the red star to say he's a 7-star, leaving Sarasa dumbfounded. He isn't the strongest on the island. He won the game by accident, and he didn't know her secret, meaning that she did this to herself. Acute realization also comes to Hiroto. Since she is a double, she isn't really Masamune's granddaughter, so there was really no reason for him to become a 7-star in the first place. Finally finding the dorm, more like a mansion, Hiroto is greeted by a maid, who calls him master. She is beautiful. Startled by Hiroto's sudden appearance, the girl swiftly composes herself and introduces herself as Shirayuki. She reveals that she attends the same academy as Sarasa in District 3, and per Natsume's instructions, she will serve as his live-in assistant from this day forward. Although Hiroto hadn't anticipated living with a girl, they both acknowledge that the true culprit behind their current situation is none other than Headmaster Natsume. Recognizing their shared predicament, Hiroto advises Shirayuki not to place him on a pedestal, and encourages her to behave more naturally around him, to which she readily agrees. To Hiroto's amazement, Shirayuki prepares a delightful dinner, leaving him in awe of the generous portions and delectable taste. His genuine surprise causes Shirayuki to blush, adding a touch of charm to the moment. Later, Shirayuki explains that the mansion prevents unauthorized access once it is offline. Since he used Red Star to become a fake 7-star, he's basically a scam artist. If a word gets out, his life is over. On the Academy Island, apart from District 0, each district houses a single academy, amounting to a total of 20 academies. Every year, these academies undergo ranking evaluations, with each rank bestowing a range of benefits. The ranking is heavily influenced by the students, particularly those with stars, as their contributions hold significant weight. Those possessing 5 or more stars are regarded as advanced students. Furthermore, if an academy boasts a student with a 7-star status, it is almost guaranteed to secure a top position in the rankings. However, a daunting challenge lies ahead for Hiroto. Realistically speaking, he possesses a mere 1-star rank. The rank reflects on his abilities. Engaging in battles against other players will feel the same as fighting a boss as a level 1 player. This is where Shirayuki steps in, as she and her team are committed to providing Hiroto with unwavering support for the next 2 years. Their assistance extends beyond just winning games. It encompasses various aspects of his daily life as well. Shirayuki proceeds to explain a valuable strategy to Hiroto. By checking his game icon, he can view all the game requests he has received. She advises him to accept a game request scheduled for the following morning, boldly silencing those who still harbor doubts about his abilities. This particular game will serve as a tutorial, showcasing the effectiveness of their assistance. However, the plan involves winning through cheating. Shirayuki hands Hiroto an earpiece, where one of her team members informs him that she will hack into the opponent's device, granting them control to manipulate the game in their favor. Undoubtedly, such actions go against the rules, but Hiroto is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his ultimate goal and deceive everyone around him. The following morning, Hiroto effortlessly overwhelms his opponent in the game. Finding solace in an alley, he exhales a relieved sigh, pleasantly surprised at how easily he emerged victorious. Grateful for the exceptional support provided by his team, he expresses his gratitude to them before swiftly making his way to campus. On his way to class, he meets his class president Fuka and classmate Yuki. Hiroto's enrollment has garnered such attention that the class even held a tournament to determine who would have the privilege of showing him around. Just as Fuka and Yuki begin to delve deeper into the competitive nature of their academy, Shirayuki calls, telling him about a very favorable game request. The game is a main event hosted by the Libra group that manages news app LNN, the streaming app iTube, as well as arranges large game events. Hiroto's opponent for this particular contest is Haru, holding a respectable 3-star rank. Adding to the excitement, Sarasa is today's special guest, and will provide insightful commentary throughout the game. Haru selects the game of Anything Goes, 100 meters race, where no rules are imposed from start to finish. Confident in her impending victory, Urasaka exudes an air of self-assurance. However, Hiroto mirrors her conviction, boldly proclaiming that he won't suffer defeat in any game presented to him. Urasaka snaps her fingers, revealing her astonishingly equipped bike with a turbo boost. Despite the flashy display, Hiroto remains unfazed, outwardly that is. He is determined to beat her on foot. Before the race begins, Haru notes that whatever he has planned won't work, since her ability to nullify interference is active. However, Hiroto displays an eagerness to begin, seemingly mocking Haru's warning. As the race initiates, it initially appears as though it will conclude in the blink of an eye, yet with just a single step from Hiroto, Haru is unexpectedly sent hurtling through the air, eventually landing safely on a cushioned surface. In an arrogant manner, Hiroto proclaims that the victory is far too easy. Shirayuki's pre-match strategy involved equipping Hiroto with complete disable level 1 inch in all 3 slots, effectively neutralizing Haru's defensive ability. The remainder of the plan relied on the skillful efforts of their team of hackers. To the public, Hiroto boldly announces that he utilized complete disable level 7 inches, followed by force stop. Additionally, he implemented a safety device to ensure Haru's well-being, preventing any harm. In this manner, Hiroto emerges triumphant in the game with effortless ease, literally. Following the conclusion of the game, Rina rushes over to Hiroto, expressing a mix of sadness at not witnessing his humiliation, yet relief that he didn't suffer defeat. She asserts that the only person that is allowed to defeat Hiroto is herself. However, this proclamation serves as a mere pretense for Rina to discreetly pass him a note, urgently requesting a meeting. Prior to their encounter, Hiroto asks Shirayuki to temporarily cease monitoring him, and promptly meets up with Rina at a secluded cafe. Curiosity piqued, Hiroto inquires about Rina's secret. She reveals that the real Sarasa was kidnapped over a year ago, with the perpetrator making no demands. As a close friend of Sarasa, Rina was tasked with assuming her identity to gauge the kidnapper's next move. She discloses that children from the Seonji family rarely venture outside until high school, with friends and teachers specially assigned to them. Consequently, very few individuals are familiar with the real Sarasa's appearance. Rina seamlessly assumed Sarasa's place, aided by the lack of familiarity with the true Sarasa's face. Uncertain about the real Sarasa's eventual return, Rina is determined to safeguard Sarasa's reputation until then. She emphasizes that if Hiroto were to lose his red star, all the past lies told by previous red star holders would be exposed, underscoring the importance of his continued success. Hiroto elaborates on the importance of safeguarding both of their secrets, revealing to Rina his quest to locate his childhood friend, who he believes is somewhere on the island. In order to accomplish this, and avoid being expelled from the island, he must maintain the facade of being the strongest. Recognizing the alignment of their goals, Hiroto and Rina forge an alliance, pledging to stay in communication, and exchange their IDs for future contact. The following day, as they arrive on campus, they assume the roles of enemies in the eyes of those around them. However, their charade is disrupted when an eerie laughter captures their attention, causing them to shift their focus towards its source. But that's where the video ends. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to continue the series, and if you enjoyed watching this video, consider liking and subscribing for more like it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.